think they're responding here to the arrival of the party leader who seems to have retained the presidency.
Okay.
Simpson-Miller is arriving in the auditorium.
The count for Comrade Portia Simpson-Miller, 2,332.
What was the vibe like in the camp?
It was a rather somber mood at the Horizon the new camp. When we went there, they were actually pulling down. As we reported earlier that they had already left at 6 o'clock. Those reports were true. The supporters from St. Thomas and Portland, they had left at about moments to 6. When we went there, they were pulling down. We actually saw one of the supporters crying. That's how bad it was at the Horizon Renew camp. There you have it. There she is. She was actually crying.
Very despondent that her choice for leader didn't emerge victorious, and I imagine a lot of comrades are feeling that way tonight. So Portia Simpson-Miller may have spoken about unity, but that's not going to be an easy job, is it? Let's hear what this Peter Phillips supporter had to say.
Kept saying that it is not about personality, but about the issues. It seems the PNP has gotten to that stage where it is not concerned with the issues. It leads me to the view, and people might want to run me over the coals for it, that we need a different quality of delegate, and by that I don't mean rich or poor, but persons who at least can think through things before they make a decision. I am one of those who will say what the delegates have done today is an absolute disaster for the People's National Party.
But isn't it a democratic process to say it's a disaster? It's quite a bit harsh.
You might think so. I am still of that view. It is a democratic process, but as far as I am concerned, I don't think enough has been done to school the delegates into what constitutes good leadership and how to operate within a democracy. If you have a democracy where the people don't understand how to think through things and are tied to personality and cultism, then it really is not, don't matter how much of a democracy it is.
Aren't you just being a sore loser?
You can say that if you like. From where I sit, perhaps you might want to see it that way. From where I sit, I just feel as one of those persons who don't really feel like there's a path for me in the PNP anymore, because the PNP has become a kind of know-nothing, anti-people, anti-progressive party. That's what it is.
But in all fairness to the comrade leader, she did make mention when we spoke to her earlier that she is on a path of a progressive agenda. That means possibly, I don't know what she means by that.
She's never said. The comrade leader has never said. It's very easy to make statements, but the comrade leader never really said what she means by a progressive agenda. The media needs to take up these issues. It is obvious and clear that Comrade Phillips has made it clear what are his issues and what are the things he will be fighting for. To keep on mousing progressive this and progressive that and not putting any meat to the bones is certainly not saying anything.
But the argument has been that it is the Peter Phillips, supporters of Peter Phillips, that have made the situation in the party what it is. They're saying that they have really never gotten over the beating that they got in 2006.
When you are the victor in any contest, we probably would not have had this contest if those who had won in 2006 had shown the necessary kind of comradeship and had stretched out a hand. Bear in mind, comrade, remember immediately after that victory we went into a general election. Supporters of Dr. Phillips were kicked all over the place, and I'm sure there are some who were kicked out and persons put in who have lost, and perhaps if those persons were allowed to stay in their seat and work and contest, we would have won the general elections. So to the extent that there exists still a rift, and you can see by the margins, 300 to 1,700, and there was no overwhelming victory. There is still a rift because people get a sense that they are being pilloried and being made to seem as outsiders. The very name of their campaign team suggests that Team PNP is that and we are something else. Many of the persons who are on Team PNP were not born in it. I was born and bred a comrade. From the day I came out of my mother's womb, I was a comrade. Both parents are. So they can't tell me who I am. But what I am certain of is that they are making sure that I don't want to stay in it. I will never become a member of the Labour Party. But I am certain of one thing. The Labour Party will be in power for a long, long time. You have a good night.
There you have it.